Okay, so now let's have a look at the last part of filling in the household budget, filling in the net cash, opening balance and closing cash. So we'll see here your net cash is A minus B. So what does that represent? So A, we will see up here as part of our income, we will have a figure for total income. So these figures are our A's. So 4,420, 4,570, 4,870, 4,660, and 18,520. So each one of these represents January, February, March, April, and the total. That's your A. And then if we come back down here, then it says minus B. So A minus B. So here, B is our total expenditure. So you got 4,145, 3,595, 3,215, 5,090, and 16,045. So these represent January, February, March, April, and our total. So to get our net cash is going to be A minus B for January. So you're going to find what is A. So A is 4,420. So in your calculators, you're going to put 4,420 and you're going to take that away from B for January. So how much is B for January? It's here, 4,145. So 4,145. So your net cash, after you take your income away from your expenditure, so your total income away from your total expenditure for January, we've left over 275. Now we do the same for February. So we find the income for February, which is 4,570. So 4,570 minus our expenditure for February, which is 3,595. 3,595. So in your calculators, you'll have 4,570 minus 3,595. So in February, the amount of money you left over is 975, and that's taking our income away from our expenditure. So March, our A, is going to be income. So 4,870. That's our income. And we take away our expenditure for March, which is 3,215. And we have, sorry, I just need to do that again. And we have 1,655 left over when we take our income, 4,870, away from the 3,215. And for April then, it's going to be 4,660, take away our income, which is 5,090. And that's going to give us a minus. So we've overspent in April. So we overspent by 430 in April. And then the last part then, our total then, is going to be equal to 18,520 minus 16,045. 16,045. So that's our net cash. So we've got our opening balance, which was at the start of the question, 500, and we put that in for January, and we put it in for our total. And our closing balance is going to be our net cash plus our opening cash. So our net cash is 275 plus 500. That's going to give us 775. Now remember, closing cash for 1 month is the opening cash for the next month. So our opening cash for February is going to be 775. Closing cash is net cash plus opening cash. So 975 plus 775. Closing cash for 1 month is the opening cash for the next month. So 1,770. So opening cash. Your closing cash is your net cash plus your opening cash. So net cash is 1,655 plus 1,750. Opening cash for 1 month becomes the closing cash for the next month. So 3,405 is our closing cash. And then your net cash is your closing balance is your net cash plus your opening cash. So in your calculator, you'll put minus 430 plus 3,405. And we get a closing balance then of 2,970. Now this is our total column. So our net cash plus our opening cash, the figure we get here should be the same as our closing cash for April. So 2,475 plus 500. So the two of them are the same. So we know we've done the budget correctly. So when these two figures are the same, you know the budget's correct. And that's how you answer the third part of your household budget, the net cash. Remember, your net cash, A minus B, is your income minus your total income minus your total expenditure for each month. Your opening balance will always be given to you in the question, and we put that in at the very start. Your closing balance is your net cash plus your opening cash will give you your closing cash or your closing balance. Your closing balance for 1 month becomes the opening balance for the next. So if you finish January with 775 at the end of January, to start February, you're going to have the same amount. So the closing balance for 1 month becomes the opening balance for the next. And your closing cash is your net cash plus your opening cash. And that's the third part, the net cash, and how to finish off and answer a household budget question.